and of the resolution of the frame that sways them, what their rider wills, they do, or strive to do. When that governing power is relaxed, their energies are relaxed likewise, and their fine sensibilities supply them with an instant knowledge of the disposition and capacity of the rider. A gift of the gods is the gallant steed, which, like any other faculty we possess, to use or abuse, to command or neglect, rests within ourselves. He is the best general test of our own self-government. Black Bess's action amply verified what we have just asserted. For Turpin's momentary despondency, her pace was perceptibly diminished, and her force retarded. But as she revived, she rallied instantly, and seized apparently with a kindred enthusiasm, snorted joyously as she recovered her speed. Now was it that the child of the desert showed herself the undoubted offspring of the hardy loins from whence she sprung. Full 50 miles had she sped, yet she showed no symptoms of distress. If possible, she appeared fresher than when she started. She had breathed, her limbs were suppler, her action was freer, easier, lighter. Her sire, who, upon his trackless wilds, could have outstripped the pestilent simoom, and with throat unslaked, and hunger unappeased, could thrice have seen the scorching sun go down, had not greater powers of endurance. His vigor was her heritage. Her dam, who upon the velvet sod was of almost unapproachable swiftness, and who had often brought her owner golden assurances of her worth, could scarce have kept pace with her, and would have sunk under a third of her fatigue. But Bess was a paragon. We ne'er shall look upon her like again, unless we can prevail upon some Bedouin chief to present us with a brood mare, and then the racing world shall see what a breed we will introduce to this country. Eclipse, Childers, or Hambletonian shall be nothing to our colts, and even the railroad's slow travelling compared with the speed of our new nags. But to return to Bess, or rather to go along with her, for there is no halting now. We are going at the rate of 20 knots an hour, sailing before the wind, and the reader must either keep pace with us or drop astern. Bess is now in her speed, and Dick happy. Happy! He is enraptured, maddened, furious, intoxicated as with wine. Pshaw! Wine could never throw him into such a burning delirium. Its choicest juices have no inspiration like this. Its fumes are slow and heady. This is ethereal, transporting. His blood spins through his veins, winds round his heart, mounts to his brain. Away! Away! He is wild with joy. Hall, cot, tree, tower, glade, mead, waste, or woodland are seen, passed, left behind, and vanish as in a dream. Motion is scarcely perceptible. It is impetus, volition. The horse and her rider are driven forward, as it were, by self-accelerated speed. A hamlet is visible in the moonlight. It is scarcely discovered ere the flints sparkle beneath the mare's hoofs. A moment's clatter upon the stones, and it is left behind. Again it is the silent, smiling country. Now they are buried in the darkness of the woods, now sweeping along on the wide plain, now clearing the unopened toll bar, now trampling over the hollow sounding bridge, their shadows momentarily reflected in the placid mirror of the stream. Now scaling the hillside, a thought more slowly, now plunging, as the horses of Phoebus, into the ocean, down its precipitous sides. The limits of 2 shires are already passed. They are within the confines of a third. They have entered the merry county of Huntingdon. They have surmounted the gentle hill that slips into Godmanchester. They are by the banks of the rapid Ouse. The bridge is passed, and as Turpin rode through the deserted streets of Huntingdon, he heard the 11th hour given from the iron tongue of St. Mary's spire. In 4 hours, it was about 7 when he started, Dick had accomplished full 60 miles. A few reeling topers in the streets saw the horseman flit past, and 1 or 2 windows were thrown open. But Peeping Tom of Coventry would have had small chance of beholding the unveiled beauties of Queen Godiva had she ridden at the rate of Dick Turpin. He was gone, like a meteor, almost as soon as he appeared. Huntingdon is left behind, and he is once more surrounded by dew-gemmed hedges and silent slumbering trees. Broad meadows, or pasture land with drowsy cattle, or low bleating sheep, lie on either side. But what to Turpin at that moment is nature, animate or inanimate? He thinks only of his mare, his future fame. None are by to see him ride, no stimulating plaudits ring in his ears, no thousand hands are clapping, no thousand voices huzzaing, no handkerchiefs are waved, no necks strained, no bright eyes rain influence upon him, no eagle orbs watch his motions, no bells are rung, no cup awaits his achievement, no sweepstakes, no plate, but his will be renown, everlasting renown. His will be fame which will not die with him, which will keep his reputation, albeit a tarnished one, still in the mouths of men. He wants all these adventitious excitements, but he has that within which is a greater excitement than all these. He is conscious that he is doing a deed to live by. If not riding for life, he is riding for immortality. And as the hero may perchance feel, for even a highwayman may feel like a hero, when he willingly throws away his existence in the hope of earning a glorious name, Turpin cared not what might befall himself, so he could proudly signalize himself as the first of his land, and witch the world with noble horsemanship. What need had he of spectators? The eye of posterity was upon him. He felt the influence of that Argus glance, which has made many a poor wight spur on his Pegasus, with not half so good a chance of reaching the goal as Dick Turpin. Multitudes, yet unborn, he knew would hear and laud his deeds. He trembled with excitement, and Bess trembled under him, but the emotion was transient. On they fly! The torrent leaping from the crag, the bolt from the bow, the air cleaving eagle, thoughts themselves are scarce more winged in their flight. End of Chapter 6, Book 4.